Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Roll. It's story time. So, last night was an experience. Had my first death in D&D. And wasn't as bad as I thought. Dude, so everyone that I watch that plays D&D on YouTube makes character death sound like it's not the worst, but like, I don't know, I hear a lot of bad things about it, honestly. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, really. It's fine. I mean, it's one of those things, like, it doesn't happen enough for me to really care. Maybe it's just because we play first and second level really easy. Maybe that's it. I will say, the fight that it was my wife and I, we were playing together. I'll get to that here in a minute. But, yeah. Wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So let me tell you guys what happened. So we play with the Mythic Game Master emulator whenever it's just my wife and I, because we want to play D&D together, and it's awesome. We have so much fun every time, right? And last night was one of those times, obviously. And you know, we have these two characters. We have our characters. The first one, Orky Dorky. That's me. Orky Dorky is he's a ranger orc that is too stubborn when to know that he's in trouble. And he's very gung-ho about things. And they live in the city of Greyhawk, by the way. But that's besides the point. Yeah, that's Orky Dorky. The second one is Sunburst. Sunburst is a dragonborn with like a gold-red coloring to him. And he's a, how do I put it? Orky Dorky's one of the boys. He is kind of like, or not Orky Dorky, Sunburst is one of the boys. And Sunburst, he just kind of goes along with what Orky Dorky wants to do. Partially because I don't think he has anything else that he really wants to do. He just kind of follows Orky Dorky around, and they have a good time. They're just the boys hanging out in the free city of Greyhawk. So, we started this whole adventure where we're just kind of roaming around the city. We were relatively new to the city. We were trying to figure out things, get some jobs, get some quests. We end up finding this church. The Church of Cheetos. Well, let's just say that church was quickly dealt with. Mainly because we heard that there was like a magical artifact in there, which turned out to be false. I don't even think we found anything in there. But we walked in there, found a secret doorway in this church, which led to a dungeon. Relatively small dungeon, nothing really much. But what we did find is there were two mannequins in one of the upper floors of the dungeon. Well, there was a main floor, and then there was an upper floor. And this upper floor had two mannequins, in a bedroom. They were not in kid-friendly places. Turns out these mannequins were alive, and we killed them. I don't know how you kill a mannequin. We destroyed the mannequins. How about that? We then proceeded to get the leader of the cult arrested. Fair enough. We got our XP. Moved on. That was one quest. We walked around in the libraries and the inns for more stuff to do, and yeah, couldn't really find many jobs. There was one that we got. No, 2, 3. Yeah, actually, we did get jobs. Never mind. So we went and got these jobs. One was taking care of a crocodile in a river next to the city of Greyhawk. The other was to take care of some thieves in the thieves' quarters of Greyhawk, believe it or not. And the second was... I don't even remember what the second one was. Maybe that was something to do with... I think that might have had something to do with the cult that we took down. Anyways, so... We go to get something to eat, have a good time. We eat. We go to the river. We proceed. Oh man, let me tell you about this river story, man. We proceeded to spend 2 hours, I think, getting ready to fight this crocodile. We laid up a trap for it. We bought all the material for it. We laid up a trap. It was something where, like, he stepped on a bear trap. Bear trap closed up on him. Then we had this tackle that would raise him up off the ground, and we were going to chain him. Did not work. He ended up getting away. We fought him for a couple rounds. Yeah, he ended up getting away. Whatever, no big deal. So then we went to the slums of Greyhawk. Yeah. So we were trying to figure out where the thieves were coming from, because we didn't want to play it like our characters just knew that there was a thieves' quarters, right? So we go to the slums, we're asking people what's going on. We say, hey, is there like a library where we might be able to find some information? Turns out there was. So we start heading towards the library. We get caught up by a vampire. We didn't know they were a vampire yet, but we got caught up by a vampire. Vampire charms us, takes us into a back alleyway. Turns out it was cloudy that day. You can only guess where this is going. Not to my death yet, because the vampire was about to kill us or make us their thralls, whichever one they wanted to do, and the clouds parted. Literally, Mythic. I asked Mythic because there was only one way we were getting out of this, and that's if the clouds parted and the sun was able to shine in the alleyway. And Mythic said yes. And we escaped death narrowly there. So, we end up roaming around. We're not exactly sure what to do. And then we find a thief. We chase this thief into the thieves' quarters. And then we capture the thief. We're like, hey, where is your headquarters, right? They're like, yeah, okay, fine. You leave me alone. It's a 2-story house, and that's all I'm giving you, in this location. We're like, all right, fine, go, leave. They leave. We go to the 2-story house. We smell burning, then we hear an explosion. Okay. So that's weird. Anyways, we go in there. Turns out, yeah, there's thieves in there. Actually, no, they're not thieves, they're cultists. I can only imagine which cult this is. So, we go inside, kill 2 of the cultists. There was a basement to this place, right? So we're on the 2nd floor, and we start hearing footsteps coming from the basement. Uh-oh. There's 7 cultists. 7. We have a 3 or 4 round fight with these 7 cultists, trading blows. We didn't really have that much of an issue with it. Funny enough. We were able to dispatch of them pretty quickly. But to be fair, normal cultists in the new Monster Manual are pretty, not going to say easy, but they're easy to kill. Yeah. So we dispatch all 7 of the cultists. We're like, okay, is there anybody else coming? Mythic says no. Okay. We're able to level up at that point. We're now level 2. We're like, alright, we have a little bit of a power boost. My wife healed us. We're feeling good. Oh, by the way, Sunburst is a druid. So, we went downstairs. We tried to sneak. We were like, yeah, we're going to be very sneaky about this. Mythic says, well, the person's just waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs. Standing there menacingly. Well, actually, we get to the bottom of the stairs, and they're 60 feet away waiting for us. Okay, alright. This is a big basement. So, at that point, we do what normal gung-ho people do. I run straight forward. And my wife stays in the back to fire her longbow. Okay, alright. Good idea. Orky Dorky. He goes up. He tries to do some damage. He does deal some damage. Once. That's it. Sunburst stays in the back and tries to fire his longbow. Well, Cultist Fanatics is the step up from the normal cultists. And they're tough, let me tell you. This was 50 XP over a deadly encounter, or a high difficulty encounter in 2024's DMG. So it was not an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination. This guy had decent spell casting. He tried to hold person on Orky Dorky. Orky Dorky said, no, you're not doing that to me today, fam. He broke free of that, and then the guy casted spiritual weapon next to Sunburst. Well, now there's a spiritual weapon next to Sunburst. Sunburst can't move, or else that thing gets an opportunity to attack. Okay. So then our turns come up. I miss, I think Sunburst hits. Damage is getting dwindled down. Okay. All the meanwhile, he is making his concentration saving throws for spiritual weapon. Yeah, very handedly, might I add. So, we proceed with this fight, and he can cast Command on his next turn. He commands me to flee. Okay. But the problem is that I believe at that point I was right next to him. Yeah, that's a problem. So as I flee, he hits me with his knife. His knife does 1d8 plus 3 piercing damage, I believe. And then an extra 2d6 poison damage. That's rough. That's rough for some level 2s. Especially a ranger and a druid. We are not the tankiest. So, things aren't going very well. I'm down. Sunburst is up. Sunburst gets quite a few hits on him. And dwindles him down. Spiritual weapon did not work. He finally lost concentration on it. They trade blows for like 4 or 5 rounds. And all the meanwhile, Orky Dorky's fighting for his life. I'm rolling my death saving throws. I get 1 success, 1 failure, 1 success, 1 failure. And it was down to the last failure or success. Well, Orky Dorky failed. He dies. Down in that damp, decrepit basement underneath a 2-story damp, decrepit meth house, probably, honestly. And yeah, Sunburst proceeds to try to beat the ever-living crap out of this cultist fanatic. Cultist fanatic actually gets him down too. However, Sunburst is still alive. He succeeded his death saving throws. 1 success, 1 failure, 1 success, 1 failure, 3 successes. Actually rolled a nat 20 on his last death saving throw. So he's okay. You know, I just realized he might actually still be in the fight, because unless a nat 20, I think a nat 20 brings you back to 1 HP. Might have to see how that plays out tonight. So, long story short, Orky Dorky, a orc ranger that's just too gung-ho for his own good, dies in the basement of a cult, probably the cult of Cheetos. And I'm here for it. Honestly, it was my first D&D death, and you know, it's just how things roll. I don't know if he's going to be brought back to life or what's going to happen. Maybe I'll roll up a new, or maybe I'll get a new character. Maybe Orky Dorky somehow lives through all this. We will see. Either way, I'll update you guys. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll.